The summer air around Camp Nou crackles with anticipation, and just as swiftly deflates into cautious pragmatism. Supporters and pundits alike had penciled in blockbuster signings, picturing new arrivals parading under the stadium lights. Yet somewhere between whispered negotiations and the deafening roar of expectation, Barcelona's reality check arrived. This transfer window would not be defined by eye-watering fees, but by groundwork, tending to the threads that hold the club's tapestry together. In the echo of empty training pitches and the muted buzz of the press room, the Blaugrana front office turned its gaze inward, preparing to stitch up unresolved contracts before stitching up headline-grabbing deals, because sometimes ensuring continuity makes for a far stronger foundation than a single marquee name. Imagine the club's hierarchy poring over a ledger rather than glossy brochures. That's the scene as Barcelona prioritised contract renewals. First on the roster was Wojciech Szczesny. Though not a household name among the Camp Nou faithful, his reliability between the sticks earned him a fresh deal in record time. The fluorescent glare of deadline day lights flickered over the ink-drying pen when Lamine Yamal's extension swiftly followed. Already, whispers suggest that the prodigious youngster's new contract sits just a signature away from declaration. By locking in these key assets, Barcelona sent a message. Stability is the silent architect of success, and sometimes the loudest triumph is a simple yes, of course, stay with us. But as one door closed on speculation, another creaked open toward the other side of the transfer ledger. When two enterprising talents depart, they leave more than vacant jerseys. They release breathing room. Pablo Torre and Ansu Fati, both bright sparks in their own right, opted to chase new pastures this summer. Their goodbyes, kissed with nostalgia, also unlocked crucial funds, just the medicine for a club juggling ambitious budgets. Those exits didn't merely line the coffers, they untangled salary hogties, freeing up a rather significant amount that could be funneled back into shoring up the squad. In that delicate dance of ins and outs, Barcelona carved out the fiscal flexibility to manage its affairs, proof that sometimes letting go paves the way for growth. Yet while these big names start fresh elsewhere, another name whispers through the grapevine, begging the question. What about Gerard Martin? In a season already defined by departures, Gerard Martin's name has joined the roster of a could-go candidate. At 23, the left-back stands at a crossroads. On one hand, Alejandro Balda's left flank cements itself as the unshakable starting stronghold. On the other, Martin's potential, like a coiled spring, beckons with promise. When pressed under the glaring studio lights of Mundo Deportivo, Martin spoke with measured clarity about his goals. A team goal. Try to win everything, and personally to always improve on last season and keep growing. His words, spoken in a steady cadence, carry the weight of a man determined not merely to participate, but to ascend. But what of the swirling rumours and transfer whispers that seek to unmoor him? The next confession held his true colours. Rumours are fleeting shadows in the world of football, but Martin's response was cast in stone. I don't know if the things being said are true. If they were, someone would have told me directly. His voice, a calm harbour amid stormy seas, left no room for misinterpretation. I'm really happy here at Barça, and I don't want to leave, he affirmed, the words punctuated by a resolute nod. He trusts that if coach and management place faith in him, everything else falls into place. In those simple statements lies a truth more potent than any whispered backroom deal. Belonging isn't bought with money, it's earned with belief. Yet beneath that conviction simmers an undercurrent of suspense. Will that belief translate into minutes on the pitch? Ask any top-flight professional, and they'll tell you, competition sharpens the blade. So when the question turned to whether new signings might unsettle his spot, Martin shrugged with the nonchalance of a surfer riding a challenge wave. And no, I'm calm. That kind of thing happens all the time in every position, and competition is good. It helps everyone improve. His words crackled with quiet conviction, painting frames of daily battles in training sessions where every touch, tackle and sprint must outshine a teammate's. In Martin's view, the more eyes on the prize, the sharper the focus and the higher the bar for everyone. But as the sun dips below the Camp Nou skyline, one wonders, who will be the next challenger to knock on Martin's door? While Martin navigates his own crossroads, another newcomer quietly goes about his acclimatization. Joan Garcia, fresh from a standout season with Espanyol, arrived with expectations that could weigh down even the steeliest defender. Instead, Martin paints a different picture. Yes, he's good and happy. He was a great signing. Had a fantastic season with Espanyol. Those words, simple on the tongue but loaded with praise, hint at a locker room vibe that welcomes rather than judges. Garcia's early days, marked by shared meals and tactical drills under Flick's watchful eye, offer a glimpse at how newcomers can settle in when the atmosphere favours growth over gossip. Yet beyond this amicable integration lurks another saga that never quite made camp news highlight reel. Nico Williams' almost arrival remains one of the summer's most tantalizing what-ifs. In hushed tones, journalists recounted an operation that seemed destined to succeed, until in dramatic fashion it unraveled. When Martin was asked what he knew of the saga, his shoulders rose with a shrug. At that time, it was still early. Later on, I didn't really keep up with it. It seemed like he was going to come, but in the end he didn't. I honestly don't know much more. His admission, candid and unadorned, underscores how even within the club's inner sanctum, some stories remain half told. The empty seat at the negotiation table stands as testimony to a plan that faltered before it formed, inviting speculation. Will Williams resurface on Barca's radar, or is this chapter firmly closed? Now, as pre-season dawns, Gerard Martin finds himself in unfamiliar territory, beginning a campaign as an established contender, not a hopeful understudy. Last season's flashes of brilliance earned him flickers of Flick's attention, but this year, the manager knows his name, and perhaps more importantly, his capabilities. Training drills at Ciutat Esportiva shimmer under Jule's heat, and every sprint and sliding tackle carries the weight of potential opportunity. Martin's journey dances on a knife edge between breakout success and being overshadowed, yet his calm confidence suggests he's ready for the plunge. With trophies in Barca's crosshairs and expectations sky high, the final question lingers in the summer air. Will Gerard Martin seize his moment in the spotlight, or will the next twist rewrite his story once again?